Hi and welcome to my place, and for those who haven't been to my place before, welcome to my place. Here you will find all sorts of wonderful things that we are into, loving and caring and sharing and spreading the joy of how to be creative. Now today I'm here to answer a request from who was it from? Melanie, who resides in British Columbia. She wanted me to show her a floral tutorial on how to create a design using mixed artificial foliage, and she said it's to go onto a round table in her entrance foyer at her house. She's very busy. She's tried fresh flowers and foliages and plants, and they all seem to die, so she just wants a one-hit wonder that will tick all the boxes. It's on a round table, as I said. It's to be viewed from all round. She wants it as natural and as if growing as possible. So I have been out and about, and I have gathered all of this lovely array of artificial foliages. Now there's a huge variety out there on the marketplace, and what I suggest if you're doing this at home is to look for some forms that are a little bit dull and different shapes from each other. So this here I thought was really lovely, with that lovely smooth sheen there beside this grey, this sort of like dullish sort of a green. I've got a mixed blended foliage here. I've got something that's supposed to look like an asparagus spring eye. I've got this lovely wandering dew. I've got some succulents. I've got some drapey stuff. And I've also found a container. Now, Melanie, it's not quite the same as your container, but it will do, and you'll get the general idea of how to do this. And if I was free to wander, I would roam across to British Columbia and I would do it for you. However, I can't because I'm stuck here. Right, into here I have got, it's a bit rough, this container. I've got 1.5 blocks of foam. I've put half down the bottom. I've just cut a little bit off the edge there to jam it in, and I've got a couple of little bits in there just to make sure that everything's all tight and firm. Don't worry about the mechanics inside. As long as it's firm, you will be fine. Now, I haven't taken it right to the top because I want to put things down and to come out of it. So I'm actually saving myself another 1.5 blocks of foam, which I think is a good idea. Right, working from here, I hope you can see where I'm going here. Now, I've got this lovely bird's nest fern. I'm going to just shove that down and into there and just let that just all before I forget, everything that we're using today comes from China, and it comes flat in a box. So if you're stuck on how it should look, go and look on the net into Mr. Google, or go outside into the grounds if you've got any of these growing, and see how they grow, and that will help you in how to place, bend and manipulate to look as natural as possible. Now, I really liked this here, so I'm going to just bring that into the middle there and squish that as close, that bromeliad can go as close in with that bird's nest fern as I can get it, so that we've got the shape here with the shape up into here. So you've got two lovely shapes, well, similar shapes but different colorways, which I think will work. Now, turning this around, I'm going to shove that, and when I mean shove, I mean like shove it in. And also, the other thing I need you to know is, and let me just turn this, so what I've done is I've gone from the middle and I'm working out, and I'm trying to get all of my components to sort of look like they're coming from one central point. That will give you the illusion of it being as natural and as if growing, because that's normally what things do. Okay, I've also got the asparagus spring eye. I'm going to put that into there and let that cascade, and I'm going to bring another piece into there so that sort of like just bends and looks like it's growing and over beside that other. Then I have got some of this wandering juice. I'm going to bring that around, and I'm going to put that down and into there, and then just bend all these. I love working with artificial, you can just cheat the whole system. And the other thing I like to say to people is, from a distance, are you really going to be able to tell? And usually people will just like drift past an arrangement anyway, as I've discovered. Now, I've got this lovely little thing here, so I'm going to push that down to there so that trails down. It's always nice when you're placing, to put something that drapes so that you can bring your container, your arrangement, down past your container and down onto your resting place or the table surface. I have got these lovely little succulenty things. I'm going to push those into there, and bend those down, and then I'm going to take one and put it up into the middle so that when your eye hits that, it sort of like zooms across and into there just as if it was growing. I also have this succulenty, cactusy sort of whatever that is, which I quite like, so I'm going to bring that and put that down and into there like that. And it's quite nice to be able to see the container as well. Now I've got one little bit of stuff here and it looks like it could be rosemary to me. So I'm just going to bring that and put that up into there. And then I have this lovely, lovely drapey thing that I thought I could push up into the design, and then that can wrap around the exterior of your container. And if you need to be hoiking it up or like attaching it to another piece of foliage, just do that. Now it's got these little bits here, that little bit there, see that there? We don't want that little hook, but those little hooks can come in quite handy when you're doing things and you need to nail it to a wall or onto the top of a beam or something. And I'm just going to let that bit there just drip down. So let's just have a wee look around the arrangement as it's finished. And you've got all these, so the more forms or foliages that you can incorporate into your design, the better your design is going to be, because it's going to have lots of interesting textures to look at. So how's that, Melanie? I hope that this helped you out, and for those of you who wanted to know what to do with green artificial materials, there you go. You can also repeat it with fresh, but this is so much easier to work with. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed sharing with you, and I look forward to seeing you all again another day.